The so-called iPhone 18 Pro Max isn't a breakthrough. It's another carefully staged illusion of progress, dressed up as innovation while quietly recycling the same ideas with minor tweaks. What's being presented as a refinement feels more like Apple stretching incremental changes into something that sounds meaningful, when in reality, most of it barely moves the needle. Let's start with the design, which once again seems confused. The rumored new colors, brown, purple, and burgundy, sound less like premium choices and more like an experiment that no one asked for. Even worse, the possible removal of classic black and white options is baffling. For a company that prides itself on minimalism and timeless design, abandoning its most iconic finishes feels out of touch. The so-called redesign doesn't help either. A unified color back or a slightly translucent rear exposing MagSafe elements isn't innovation. It's a cosmetic distraction, a way to make the same phone look different without actually improving anything meaningful. Then there's the physical build. Apple is reportedly making the device slightly thicker just to squeeze in a marginally larger battery. This isn't progress, it's a compromise. After years of claiming efficiency leadership, the solution now is simply adding more bulk. The promised battery improvement sounds modest at best. Hardly the kind of leap you'd expect from a flagship that will cost over $1,000. Performance is being hyped. As usual, around the A20 Pro chip built on a 2nm processor. While that sounds impressive on paper, this is the same narrative every year. Smaller numbers, better efficiency, faster speeds in real-world use. Most users won't notice a dramatic difference. It's a technical upgrade that looks great in marketing slides, but rarely translates into a meaningful everyday experience. Connectivity upgrades don't escape the same pattern. The new C2 modem and expanded satellite features sound ambitious, but they raise more questions than excitement. Limited browsing and low-resolution streaming over satellite aren't exactly game-changing. They're slow, restricted, and likely situational at best. It feels like Apple is pushing features that sound futuristic but have limited practical value for most people. The front design changes are equally uncertain. Whether it's a smaller dynamic island or under-display sensors, it's clear Apple still hasn't figured out how to fully clean up the display. Meanwhile, a 24-megapixel selfie camera upgrade sounds good, but again, it's just another spec bump that most users won't fully utilize. The camera shift from Sony to Samsung sensors might be the biggest change, but even that feels like Apple playing catch-up. Variable aperture sounds promising, yet it's something competitors have explored long before. This isn't leadership, it's delayed adoption. The capture button redesign, driven by high repair costs, highlights a deeper issue. Apple creates expensive problems, then markets their fixes as improvements. With a likely $1,199 price tag and a September 2026 release, this device doesn't feel like a leap forward. It feels like more of the same wrapped in slightly different packaging. Goodbye, and see you in the next one.